stay still, the thoughts of you are sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. But I've heard you've been here before. But I won't stay the same, it's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change, I know it's me and you. But I don't stay the same, I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to.
That song is by Eli.
Oh, that song is called Change by Eli Jonathan, which is actually my nephew.
Yes.
So you can find him on Spotify and all that good stuff. He every once in a while he'll drop like 3 songs and then
he's done.
Goes back to work and you don't see him for a few years and then a few more songs pop out.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's the song. We love that song. But most of the stuff that you hear on here, great question, by the way, Ariel, because all the sounders on here and all the music on here is either somebody we know personally or I put the little riff together.
Yeah. Diddy.
Yeah. So you'll hear I adjusted a couple of our sounders because you'll find out. It's one of our favorite things. But hello.
Happy Thursday.
We're doing Thursdays now so that people can catch our show that are not
that are out on Fridays.
Yeah, on Fridays.
We're also out on a lot of Fridays.
Yes, there's a lot of reasons why. Yeah. One of the biggest ones is making sure that we're going out and doing stuff so we don't skip a bunch of Fridays.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Plus on Fridays we don't go live till like 8 and that's like 11 p.m. to some people in the States. So we're like, oh, okay, maybe we should do something different. So the new schedule
Testing it out.
Yes, is we're going to go Thursdays at 6 p.m. And first Fridays, we won't be doing a Thursday because we'll be doing first Fridays at 8. So it's kind of our late night end of the week show. So in case you want to know. So hello, everyone that's watching, or if you're not, you don't know what I'm saying. So,
But first.
Yeah, see, look at this. It's on a Thursday, and I was going, let's do Thursdays not be so...
No, he wasn't. Never.
Not be so this, and then Salancha va.
Salud.
All right, people.
But that's it. We're not going crazy on Thursday. Yeah, I'm doing like 4 shots.
We say that, and then we get a little silly.
Yeah, I know.
But welcome, everyone. Welcome, Ariel. Welcome, Ryan. Welcome, Keith. Welcome, all you lurkers, because that's important to us too.
I'm a lurker when I watch shows on YouTube.
I'm not. I get in there.
I know.
I like to bug people a little bit.
I don't.
And I never stay focused. I'm always doing something else. I go, oh, that's something, and I go in there. And, yeah. I like live shows. That's why we do this too, is because I like this format. I like being live. I feel like we're more tangible this way.
Yeah, all right.
Instead of just pre-recording it and throwing it out there, I feel like we're more tangible this way.
I what you're saying.
So
I'm picking up or throwing down.
All right, let's get into it. Sponsor as always recently, Lever Consulting. I talked to Lucy today, had a small meeting with her, not about the sponsorship, completely other projects that we're doing. So we'll do a quick thank you to her. And then also, but we're not getting to shout outs and anything yet, but what she said was, hey, I just wanted to say, thanks for hooking me up with Ariel before she got like it became her business, all the creative. She goes, cause I got a good deal. She goes, to make her logo and stuff. She goes, I don't think I could afford her now. And I was like, I know, I get to that point too. So it was great for her to do that. So check out leverconsulting.com. A lot of consulting for just life skills.
Yes.
Yeah, real life, getting paperwork done, submitting stuff, resumes, whatever. If you're on the other side, CVs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, CVs.
So yeah, that's where they're at. And then we'll go right into. I'm gonna go right into our giveaway question.
Okay.
Because it was asked. There was 2 asked last week, so
I did not cheat.
It kind of derailed it by giving 2 questions out.
Yes.
So the one question, our first question, I think I have this down here. Our first question did get answered by Rebecca.
Yeah.
So it was, what did Sarah do while walking home from the pub in Slow? And the answer was pick up some pizza.
I did.
And that was by Rebecca. So what we're doing is we're sending out some stickers.
Ooh.
We'll do this. Does it work on this one?
Oh, there you go.
Some
Nice.
stickers.
Nice.
And we got little Sarah and Scooter. I don't know if we can do it.
Oh, there it goes.
Keychains.
They're chibis. They're cute.
Yeah, it's
Like
our
Blair
chibi.
is rough.
Ooh, there we go.
There you go.
That's them. So we'll send those out to you if you get the question correct. So the second question, and you can answer in the chat throughout here. You could just say answer to question, whatever. And if you don't answer it in here, you can answer it in the comments also on this video, because we're going to just ride this out. And the second question was, what did Scooter walk on that same night?
Look, that's a good question.
It was a good question.
You didn't like it when I
No,
first...
I hated it.
But
I felt like it was deceiving.
it's not. You literally said the words.
I know. I don't know. I don't recall, but I believe you. How about that?
That's good.
You say
enough.
I know. I was like, no, I don't know.
It's good enough.
But I believe
I'll
you.
take it.
So we're gonna go right into after that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, let's just do it.
Good thing.
That's my new favorite sounder right there, because we added Linny at the end.
Yes.
Did anybody catch it? Want me to do it again?
mean, you can't
One more
not.
time. One more good thing.
Good thing.
That's so funny. All right. So, hopefully you caught that. So I have a couple.
Okay.
I think you filled in all your boxes, so
Yes.
head into it.
Step 1. Just kidding. Good thing 1. Celebrate our anniversary on the beach. So we try our very best every year to stand on the beach and dance to the song that we danced to when we got married,
Yes.
and try not to cry, which is usually me. And this
Because
year,
she never cries, like
not-
once a year while we dance to that
my
song.
tear ducts were just clogged.
Once a year.
That's not true. So this year we didn't really dance. We just kind of stood there, but it was also nice.
Well, it was hard to stand up. Like
The waves.
the waves were really good.
Yeah.
So they were really consistent. So the waves, it's not like the waves were knocking us over. It's the waves.
The
You know how
sand.
the
Yeah.
sand disappears
Yes.
from underneath your feet?
Yeah.
It was more of that.
Right.
So we did sway back
We
and
got
forth.
wobbly.
But yeah, it
Sober
was
wobbly
fun.
because of the water.
Yeah.
That was nice. We did that in San Diego this week. That was nice. I fixed it. It's fine.
We'll fix it in post.
It's fine. What's your next one?
I don't fix
Or
our
what's your
mistakes
first
in
one?
post. Mine was San Diego, but it was also because we went to San Diego and went to, what was the beach again?
Pacific.
Pacific Beach. Because
Mm-hmm.
last time we went to Mission Beach, right?
Yes.
This time we went to Pacific Beach. I have to say the good things, not just being with you, but on the beach, but the dogs on the beach.
Oh gosh, he was obsessed.
I have to say, such a good thing. The dogs on the beach were just so cute.
They were.
There's 2 little ones, and one was Yippee, and the other one was like, shut up, dude. But one was Yippee at everybody walking by.
Yeah.
And it's a beach.
Yes.
So
Everything.
everybody's walking by. Everything's
Everything.
going by.
Yes.
So it was just barking. And the owners was like, oh. And the other one, what was that dog? Was it a shepherd? Was that the Asturian shepherd?
That's the one with really blue eyes.
I think so.
Yeah.
But the one that the dad, it was
We're assuming.
a
here.
couple.
Yeah.
Right. The guy was walking. Okay. So the fur baby's dad had the leash, but the fur baby, the dog, wanted to walk in front of mom.
Yes.
So it was just frustrating him. You could see, because you know how the leash was always going over here, so it's wrapping around people, and he had to walk around us, and he just looked at me with this sorrowful, like, I'm sorry eyes. I go, it's kind of like who's walking who, huh? And he goes, yeah, something like that. So it was just, that was just 2 examples. There were so many more that were just so cute. The
Yeah.
sniffy one.
Yeah,
The
the
one
dog
that
was
just
cute.
couldn't hear his mom or hear her mom.
No, it heard it. They just didn't give an F.
I don't
It's
know.
like,
If,
I'm not doing that.
it found a smell. You know
Yeah.
how dogs are when they find a smell and they're in a smell. I think their ears turn off sometimes. You
That's
know?
true.
I really do. They're so focused because it's a sense.
Yeah.
So focused. You know, you've playing a video game or doing something you don't hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. If you have children,
Tune them out easily.
you know how to tune things out. So yeah, that one was a really cute one until she came up and tapped him. She said, "Oh, hi, Mom," and then left. The little fat dog that when we were walking up the stairs.
Oh, he had to be carried down.
So yeah, well, that's the end of it. But there was 2 dogs with a group of people, and you could see one dog was like, "I'm already spent, and I haven't gone on the beach yet." And I go, "The dog's not going to make it." And as they're walking down, you see the owner pick him up and start walking with the dog. And it wasn't a small dog. It was like a mid-sized dog. So I just enjoyed that. The dogs on the beach were very, very pleasant.
I love beach people. Like people who live near beaches
Yeah.
are so odd. And it's great.
Odd.
Like the guy who was skating backwards. There wasn't even a reason to skate backwards, but that was like his thing. And I'm not saying odd like bad. They're just odd.
Oh,
they're
true.
just eclectic.
Different.
We'll go eclectic.
Different.
I like that better. So I'm like, it's
Ooh.
fun to watch people just like, I'm at the beach and I can do whatever I want because it's the beach and I'm gonna walk around and do this. It's just it's great. Beach life is like it.
Yes, and there's something about being on a beach like that where you just can be yourself.
Yeah.
If you want to be weird and
Yes.
have your headphones on and just dance in a corner,
Yes.
everybody's like, "Yep,
Yes.
yep, that's
I
the
feel
vibe.
that.
I
Yep.
feel that vibe."
Yep.
There's not a lot of angry people
Yeah.
usually on the beach. If they're angry, they usually leave because they're like, "It's too hot." Then leave.
true.
Then leave.
I love beach people.
Yeah,
I want to be a beach person.
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
that's-
I could
that's my
easily be
issue.
one, as long as there's a shower. It's like I need a shower.
That was the fun part. So right, you go to the beach and they always have the little showers to rinse yourself off.
Yeah, we didn't use it.
But for scooters, like, why would I rinse myself off if then I have to walk through the sand to get to the exit? And I'm like, I don't know. Who cares?
But I think that's more for people that are surfing. You're washing off the salt water. That's
Right.
different.
Right.
Mine was just for my feet.
Yeah.
Right. That's all. We walked in up to our knees.
Yeah.
I think. But the kind of thing is like, it's on the beach.
Yes. It's in the sand.
Yeah, it's
Because
in
I
the
think
sand.
like Avila has like a concrete pad that you can stand
Like a little
on.
walk-up pad.
Yeah.
and
So
get
you're
on
not
Yeah.
not going from rinse to sand to leave.
I mean, there's still a lot of sand.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
it's the
it's
beach.
concrete sand.
Yeah.
It's the sand that covers everything.
Yeah.
On a beach.
I just feel
Not
like
the
if you
sand on
leave
the
the
beach.
beach and you don't have sand on you, you did it wrong.
Yeah, you got to have sand in
Everywhere.
all the places.
Well, at least your feet. At least your toes.
Oh, I was thinking in the crevices.
I mean, what are you doing at the beach?
You know.
That's not true.
You know.
No.
You know.
I don't know where you're going at the beach. We didn't do that. Anyways, we
Fine.
just walked on the beach.
And hung out with the
and
dogs.
Stood there. And I love how there are like no flies at the beach. At this beach, there were 0 flies, which
You're
I thought
correct.
was weird.
There was no flies at this beach.
Yeah.
That's
There
true.
was 1 fly when we had dinner at lunch
don't
or
even
whatever
want-
we were at.
You.
But that was it. And I was like, that's weird. Because in Sacramento, there's like 8,000 flies everywhere.
Well, it's because it's poopy
So
here.
I appreciate the no flies.
It could be poopy here this time of year.
Ryan said he couldn't live on the beach because my entire house would be full of sand. Yes, it would. And
Yes.
you'd love it.
I mean,
Love it.
I think I'd be okay with sand.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Mm.
I would definitely have like a concrete floor.
Yeah.
You know, like
And a Roomba.
well, I don't know if I have a Roomba because those things freak me out. But they just do.
All right.
I feel like they're
This is new
sentient.
things right here.
They're sentient.
No.
They could be.
But they're
I've
not.
seen. Have you seen Love and Robots? We've seen Love and Robots. Remember
Yes.
that one? All right. So I just feel like a concrete floor that has like that gloss epoxy on it.
Yeah.
I would love that at the beach because you could just Swiffer
You
that
would
stuff up
not.
like nothing.
Because when your feet are wet and you're slipping and sliding on your floor, you're going to freaking hate it. You broke a hip because you wanted the.
Oh, old man jokes. Only breaking a hip is an old man joke.
No.
I
if
am
you're-
smacking the table because
It
I'm
has-
so
It
upset.
has nothing to do with being old. You slip and slide on like marble or something, you're gonna break a hip. It's just life. No matter how old
That's
you
if
are.
you're old. Like no.
Older than what?
Okay.
40?
When younger people slip on something, it's usually like a coccyx. Was it? Is that what's called?
Yeah, it's going. On your butt.
Yeah, it's usually that or an arm or a wrist because you catch yourself. Once you get to a certain age, it's your hip. Like if you fall off something, your hip goes. If you're younger, it's usually your wrist, your arm, your coccyx.
And when you're old, it's all of those things.
No, when you're old,
and then
it's,
your
for
hip.
some reason it's your hip. Why is it your hip?
I think it's true. No,
I feel like
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of somebody getting a hip replacement at like 30?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Who? Name
If you
one.
have
Give me a
Eller's
name. Give me a name and a social security
Uh,
number.
What? That's too personal.
Well, I'm just wondering.
Anyways.
You have no proof.
Keith, I want to hear more. He said, I will be a beach person by next summer. Does that? Oh, because he's moving.
I don't know if you
North,
will.
right? North Beach.
There's a difference between somebody that lives on the beach than a beach person.
I agree with. Well, no one lives on the beach, but close.
Well, yeah. If you
the
live,
government doesn't allow you to live on the beach anymore.
well, it doesn't mean you can't. Doesn't mean they don't.
No, it does.
What's funny is like as long as you live on the beach, you're not considered homeless. You're just a beach person.
Right. Just a beach bum.
Yeah. I was like, I'm okay with that. I ain't no bum. I live on a beach.
I don't want to live on. I mean, I want shelter.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Near a beach.
and that was another thing, like kind of a good thing was the big dock, not dock,
Pier.
but the pier that
Yeah.
they have there has like little places to the side.
That
on
was
the end,
super cute.
Like little, like what would you call it? Like
They're little
rentals,
houses,
little
yeah.
rental that you
What's up
could.
with your hand, like taking over the camera and everything?
I talk with my
much.
hands,
Yeah.
so juggle.
Just go in.
I don't know how.
But yeah, Pacific
Yeah.
Beach on their pier has little houses you can rent, and you're literally over the water, and you have your own parking space, which I still can't.
She was
Mentally
obsessed
understand.
with how do people get out of here.
How do you get out? Because everyone who you drive onto the pier and then you park forward, but you can't there's no U-turn. There's no place to make
There's
a
like
U-turn.
there's like a car and a half width in between
Right.
the two cars.
Yes.
And then the back of the houses.
So
the
I
back
don't
of the little-
understand how you get out.
I mean, they obviously do.
Somebody
So
knows what they're doing. I'm sure they explain it to you when you check in. They're
I-
like, here's how you
They
get out.
probably don't. They go, you're an adult. Figure it out.
I couldn't do it.
Right. You'd be
I
like,
wouldn't even bring a
"How do
car.
I get
That's what I
out
said.
here?"
I said we would Uber.
We even saw
from the
somebody
airport.
leave.
But we didn't see how they left. We just saw them go out the gate.
So true. But yeah, it was
Blew my mind.
super cute.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't take pictures of that.
No, because that wasn't our stuff. That's weird.
Oh yeah.
The ocean's
Could have been
ours.
case in the joint.
Right. We don't know.
So that was San Diego and the dogs.
Yeah.
So that was one of my good things. Do you have another one?
Ooh, I have to read chat first.
Okay.
So Keith said Clam Beach, McKinleyville is going to be his backyard. I'm going to have to Google that. But the issue is the more north you go, the colder the water. And I like to be able to put my feet in the ocean without losing a toe.
Yeah, so we'll have to
still
see where
gorgeous.
that's at.
We're still
Like,
going to visit you. I mean, obviously.
No,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
impose
crash.
ourselves
Yeah, we're not
on
gonna
your space.
visit. We're gonna visit your backyard.
Yes.
Yes. It's like, is Keith home? No. Okay,
That's
I
okay.
just go to the backyard.
Should have told us, Keith.
You just come home from work and I was like, hey, what's up, Keith? Like, oh, you again.
Yeah, we apologize in
That,
advance.
that's not a joke. We will visit you more often if you're in a nice place.
That's not true.
That's true.
We don't care what your place looks like. If
It's
we
pretty
find
true.
time, we'll come visit you.
Oh, well, and here's the thing is like we are not, we do come visit people.
Yeah.
We will come to you
Yes.
because a visit to Sacramento is not like, hey, you know what? I think I want to travel to Sacramento.
People do, though.
Not from other countries.
Yes.
Who?
People.
Again, I need a name and a social security number. Is it the same person that needed to go to the hospital because they broke a hip?
No. She's from Sacramento, so she doesn't count. All right. Actually, she's from LA. My second thing. Mariah got her classes listed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's fun.
So that's
We're
a-
living through Mariah and her college experience.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, our college experiences were out of desperation.
No.
Yeah, well,
Desperation.
well, kind of not. Well, it wasn't like we went through high school and then went to college and got our degree and then went into life.
That's true, but not desperation. We just didn't do the
Advancement.
normal
We wanted to go in
route.
for an actual advancement and an education less than an experience,
Yes.
right?
I mean, that's not true. I wanted to go for an experience, but then I had a baby.
So, I wanted to go for the experience also, and then I had a baby.
Right.
So,
And it's
we
not
just-
the baby's fault. It was our
oh
fault.
no,
obviously, for
I think that's kind
planning,
of the thing. That's another thing. It was like blaming your kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's not their fault.
you had sex,
Right.
so if you
made a
have
choice.
if you have sex with someone, well, if you
Oh,
have
we're not
sex
explaining birds and bees to people. They know.
with reproductive people, like the the innie and an outie, and expect
All right,
to have a kid.
We're moving on. What's your next good thing?
All right, that's enough. Maybe that's my rant.
It's too late.
My next good thing was, realistically, you didn't travel a lot before me. Realistically, I mean, not flight wise, and you
Right, just
did
in the
road
car.
trips and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I have to say, I've been riding a plane since I was probably 12, because my dad lived far ways away. And so I've traveled on planes, I've done rental cars, I've done all this stuff for a long time. I'm old
Heck old.
ish.
Heck old.
I have never had, here's my good thing. Over this last, and every time we travel, my good thing is I have like probably the best travel partner I've ever had in my whole life,
Oh.
by a landslide. You're the most patient human being, which helps me deal with my anxiety,
Right.
because you can tell when I'm getting anxious, I just
Absolutely.
clam up
Yes.
and stop. And that might be, nope, it's not my rant. So that might be the San Diego airport.
That's my rant.
Is a high. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that, because that causes so many. Well, Terminal 1. We have never
Terminal
been
1.
to Terminal 2.
Nope.
There's another
Would
rant.
you leave my rant?
Okay. No, I'm gonna piggyback off your
All
rant.
right.
But no, I have the best travel partner. You guys have no idea what you're missing, because find yourself a good travel partner and life is so good. Right? As Lenny would say, so good. All right. That's my good thing.
Thank you. I've just learned there's nothing to stress out about when I travel. I'm like, my sister always says, especially because sometimes our blood pressure goes high because we're doing too much. And she's like, just stop caring. And that's how I feel like when I travel. I'm like, I'm going to do my best to be on time. If I miss my flight, I'll find another one. If something weird happens at the hotel, I'll figure it out. If there's no car and I have to sit in Utah airport for 4.5 hours, I'll sit there. I mean, I do my best to be like, I just can't anymore.
So hold on. I guarantee you that most people that are watching this now, live or not live, are not like that at all. But I'm just saying, I've traveled with my family, and they're some of the worst. I'm talking like siblings, parents,
Right.
that kind of thing. Some of the worst travel partners I've ever had, because yes, I get anxiety, but I try and contain it, and I try and breathe through it, and try and I'm just really hungry right now. I don't care what we eat. You're like, well, if you want this
But
or
the
this,
funny
I'm
thing
like,
is,
no,
you say that,
just-
but you do care. That's the hardest part. Because I'll be like, oh, let's go get a burger. I don't want a burger. I'm like, okay, well then what do you want? I want food, but not a burger. Not a burger. Okay, so do you want fries?
So
I don't.
there's a burger joint right next to a burger joint
Right.
in San Diego Airport Terminal 1.
Yes.
And that's it. So it's, but we've talked about this before. It's like when I travel, there needs to be a restroom,
Right.
and I need to be fed.
Right.
And at that point, I hadn't eaten for a while.
Yeah.
And that's my own fault. But it was one of those things of my anxiety is now high,
Yeah.
and I'm hungry. So I didn't get upset externally. Internally, I was
But-
very,
In his mind, he didn't get upset externally.
I didn't yell at anybody.
You don't have to yell to be upset.
I could have Karened out,
You could have,
but I did not.
but that doesn't make you.
I could have go, all you serve is burgers? What kind of stupid airport is this? I totally could have done that.
You could have. We would never travel
hurt my
again
throat.
together. Yeah, it was loud. I understand.
I apologize.
That's okay. All right. My last one. Today was first day back at school for our district. Woo.
That is a good thing.
We only have one kid left, guys.
That could be a rant
It
too.
is a joy. It is a joy and a sadness when you only have one kid left. One kid left. But here we are. 2 more years. I'm gonna buy a shirt that says 2 more years. Next year it's gonna say 1 more year. And next year it's gonna be like, suckers. We have this homework.
Oh, so true.
But yes, first day back. All right.
All right. Well, and also look at this. Like, look in the chat. Read the chat. You read the chat because you screwed up real nice.
What did I mess up?
Oh, just you've done that in the past.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Keith said he can take us to Six Rivers Brewery in McKinleyville. Ooh. Villes, I'll be honest, Keith, I'm going to say as nice as I can. Villes scare me. Any town that ends in Ville feels real small. But I'm willing to go because I'll have 2 DWPs.
Right? Is McKinleyville in the Green Book?
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, look it up.
Yeah.
Okay? If you don't know what it is, look it up.
See, and then Ryan said he would travel to Sacramento for sure.
Oh, I know. He's been here.
Just for Sacramento.
Yeah. So
See?
true.
See, here's the issue. Now I want another shot because I'm all pumped up. But I'm not going to.
Ryan also said it's
I
shot
know,
o'clock.
See? Ugh. All right.
So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna push this button. Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
Rant of the week.
All right. Here's something. Here's the beginning of the rant. She walked off. So if you're listening to this, she did walk off. So I had a couple rants, but I think there was one I was going to add to this. Nope. This was, how do I say? I probably ranted about this before, but it came to fruition kind of a little bit today. And I won't say any specifics because it was a long day for anybody that's going back to school and all that kind of stuff. But there's about taking ownership. My big thing is like take ownership of a miscommunication or something that you did that you could have done better.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying something you did wrong.
Right.
Take ownership of something you could have done better and somebody is asking you to do it better.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that could be in a relationship. It could be in a parent, a child. It could be in an employment. If an employer asks you to do something and then you do it and they go, "Hey, thank you, but here's how we could do it better."
Right.
Why can't we take ownership of that and go, "Well, I did this.
Yeah.
I did this." And I was like, "We know you did that.
Right.
We just were wanting you to do something a little bit better."
Yeah.
And I get extremely frustrated when it comes to calling somebody out because we all want, we all need, I don't want to say want, we all need constructive criticism.
Yes.
We all do. Are we willing to take it?
No.
And I think that's my biggest thing. It was like, are you willing to take it?
We are not.
Don't attack someone, but I don't know. That was kind of I don't know if it's a rant. It was just something that it was very fresh on my mind right before we started.
Yeah.
It was just a basic communication. And it's kind of, I said, say something and take ownership. Mine was say something. It was like, check in. Like
It's a long rant. Let's do this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying.
That was the buzzer.
All right. Never mind.
So we got a shot picture. So we're gonna do one more. Salud.
Salud,
To
Chava.
Ryan and Bailey.
Oh, Ryan and Bailey, shot o'clock.
All right.
And we're going to say on a Thursday.
On a Thursday.
And here's the crazy thing. It's like, we talk about this a lot. Every day is a Monday in our lives. Every day. Actually, our busiest times of the week are usually the weekends. We're usually locked in our rooms most of the time on weekends because we can catch up because nobody else is working.
No one's calling us. It's wonderful.
So we can catch up. Tiny tomato.
All right, my first rant. If you have never been to the San Diego airport, let me just tell you right now,
Don't.
It is one of the San Diego Airport
I'm
Terminal.
piggybacking on this.
Terminal 1. I will say this for Terminal 1. It is the dumbest layout of any airport you can imagine. There's like 6 gates, but enough seats for 3 people. 3 gates. There's 2 restaurants, only one with seating, and there's probably 30 seats in this little restaurant slit that exists. The lady, the cashier person, I went to order food and she said, "Is this for here to go?" And I was like, "For here where? Where?"
I'm going to stand right here and eat it in front of you?
There's barely space for me to stand here and order food. Where do you think I would sit? Is the question I had. I do appreciate that you can take food and drinks anywhere in Terminal 1. I'm glad they changed that because before it wasn't. You had to stay within the little restaurant seats.
So you just...
Oh, it was like people were literally sitting on top of each other.
Are you drinking out of other people's cups?
You just
it's that
squished
close.
in.
Like you can't drink out of your own. Just give it to someone else.
Then COVID changed. They're like, sit wherever you want. We don't care. I was like, yeah, because there's no seats. So San Diego Airport is just... And this is the one airport where I had TSA pre-check. And so if you go in gates... So this is gates like 5 through 10 or something. Something like that. And if you go in gates like 1 and 2, it has its own TSA check-in. And so I was TSA pre-check, and so if you don't have to take your shoes off, you don't take your electronics out, you just kind of put your stuff through. They handed me a card that said TSA pre-check and then said, take your shoes off and take your electronics out. And I'm like, then why do I have this card? What am I doing with this? They're like, put it in front of your stuff. So what? Why?
I got handed a card this time.
For Clear?
No, not for Clear. I got handed a card from somebody from TSA saying, could you just bring this to the front person up there? And I go, okay. And he goes, it's just to see how long the line is. How long you're standing in line before you get through there. So, and I couldn't hand it to the person that checked my ID and checked the thing. They're like, no, just hand it to the next person. I put it in the bucket. I was like, I'm not carrying this stupid. I'm already pulling off my belt and my shoes. I'm not holding this other little card. I'm like, I understand what you're trying to do. Yes. Okay. But here's the thing. Make the card smaller.
It's like literally, it's like an 8x10 piece of paper.
This was laminated.
Yes.
This is what I had too.
Yes.
It had nothing to do with TSA.
Right.
It had TSA pre-check. It had to do with TSA trying to check out how long it takes from somebody at the back of the line to get to the front. So that's my first. Here's my next.
Go ahead.
And I'm piggybacking off of this because Terminal 1. We've never been to Terminal 2.
No.
Is it like, do we get like...
That's where we should be going?
Do we get tea and, some bagels?
Because we literally...
Do we get a cart that serves us through? Because...
Fly Southwest 90% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's our problem. But, we're not made of money.
No.
We work for it.
$30 flights to San Diego.
So she has TSA pre-check.
Yes.
And I have Clear.
Yes.
Okay. Which is 2 completely different things. But if you know what Clear is, they scan your eyes or your fingers or whatever, and then they take you to the front of whatever line it is. So normally when I go into an airport, I go through Clear. They walk me to the front of TSA. I just show them my boarding pass, and then I go to put my stuff get in line to put my stuff in the trays.
Right.
This one, no Clear.
No.
And I'm sitting there like, oh, no.
Yeah. It's the worst airport.
And I get a text. What was your text? Check in your patience. What did you say?
Oh, I said pack your patience.
Pack your patience. I got that text. And I'm like, oh.
Because the regular line was like, it was very snaky. And
but I have to say, I mean, is this our rant still?
Yeah, we're still
okay.
rants.
But I have to say, you can go back to a good thing because the guy that was kind of running the
awesome.
TSA check line had a really good sense of humor, and he was straight-faced funny, which is very funny to me. Like you can tell he was cracking jokes, but wasn't cracking jokes. Yeah. I appreciated him, especially because he was telling the people that are, in a nice way, he's telling the people that are stupid that you're stupid.
Yes. Yeah, he did. He did a really good job. I liked him.
Of saying that.
Yeah.
He really did. He literally said, if you guys go through here and you stop right here, but yet this person has to keep asking you to come down there, why don't you guys just split up? That's what he said. And I was like, oh, okay. that's what normal people do. And I was also like, and once we get you through, if you all go to the same line, then it's going to look like this line, really long. He goes, so split up.
He was awesome.
He really was saying it that way. And he goes, and if you're in this line, you've seen a couple people walk back, right? If you're in this line for gates, anything besides 5 through 10,
Right.
this is the wrong place.
You're going to go upstairs and it's not going to be what
You're
you
going
want
to
it
have
to
to
be.
come back and go through another line. And he said it like that. And I was like, oh my God, I love this guy.
Yeah.
He is the best.
He was awesome.
So, yeah.
All right, my next rant.
Oh, you got more.
It's been a week.
I might get more as you keep going. I don't know.
Why is it so we live in a complex, right? And so our garage is here, and then there's like a pathway obviously to get to our garage. Why does it irk me so bad for people who park in front of our garage and they don't they're not our neighbors, they're just like random people who decide they're gonna park here and like drop their kids off at school? Like, dude, that's what the whole streets are for.
That happened to you?
Yeah, it happened to me on the way home.
Odd.
There was a car and they were just parked in between both of our spots, and I was like, both of our garages, and I was like, what, why?
Was somebody in the car?
Yeah, they were in it.
Oh,
And so when I started coming
I
in, they
would say
started
something.
backing out. And I'm just like, but why? I don't understand the reason. There's a whole street of parking you could do.
Well, we can.
And even neighbors who park behind your garage. I don't understand
I
that
can
either.
piggyback on that too. My ear itches. Oh, I gotta itch it. Oh, I gotta scratch at my ear. There.
You didn't have to tell everybody.
Well, they're watching me shove my finger in my ear.
But you could have just hit the other button.
Oh, that's true. It would have made noises though. Like my ears are big. I don't know.
All right.
So that's another like rant. Is this time of year, we love summers at this location because if you know where we're at, we're half a block
Right.
from a middle school and an elementary school.
Yeah.
And an elementary school.
Yes. What?
And an elementary school. That's a lot. Say
You
that.
said school-to-re.
I know, but
A
no.
middle and elementary school.
Well, you're better than me, and we know this. So, this time of year, it's like this is not really bad. This time of year, it's like prepping you for a month from now when it goes nuts.
No, I feel like this is the worst that it chills out.
Nope, that's not true.
Mm.
Here's why, and I'll tell you right now, because I work downstairs, you work upstairs. You get to avoid some of the
No, I don't.
nuances.
That's not true.
The people slamming at your door, the people knocking over the lights,
I still hear it.
the freaking ice cream truck. That's
Ice cream truck.
all I'm saying. I was like, here this time of year, it's the beginning of the school year, first day. So most parents that can drive their kids to school and pick them up are doing it right now.
Yes.
In about a month, they stop.
Yes.
Okay. So now, instead of some honking and some traffic, you get the same amount of traffic, it feels like, same amount of honking, but more stupid ass kids.
Yeah.
Run it like
Knocking on your door.
unmonitored
Ding
kids.
dong ditch.
But-
Fruit everywhere.
But there's a
knocking over
difference
lights.
between ding dong ditch. I'm not like a supporter of it, but I was like, I get it. It's funny.
No,
You're a kid.
It's not funny.
And the knock on the door and run. Got it. But the difference is when you
Kick the door.
donkey kick the door,
Yeah.
you know, like it cracks
Yeah.
things in the door.
Right.
And then the little light pole outside is knocked over.
Yeah.
And the ice cream truck's there, and you go outside and there's trash everywhere.
Yeah.
That's when it all hits that
Yeah.
blitzkrieg.
Been a good summer. We're back.
So I'm just saying, in about a month,
Yeah.
and I'm not that old neighbor that goes, "You darn kids." It's
Oh, I've done it. Some kid they kicked our door so hard. Our poor dog, who has a giant heart, panicked and freaked out. I went outside and I was like, "Who did that?" I was so mad.
I've done that.
I was so
I
mad.
don't do that.
I
I just
feel
start
like
walking down the road and following the person that did it.
see that gets creepy. I feel
That's
like
not
we should
creepy.
get to throw water balloons full of paint at them. You're on our property and you touched our stuff. So I feel like if you're still there, I should get to drop stuff.
What
on you.
if you triggered like through the little peephole? Like if somebody kicks the door, it just squirts paint.
I think that'd be great.
That's amazing.
It'd be great. You're on our property. You do something like an idiot. That's on you.
What would be better than paint?
Nothing.
Vomit.
Permanent marker.
Vomit.
Oh, it's gross.
Yep.
No.
Vomit.
And that's not better. I like paint.
I don't throw up enough.
No, no one does. I mean, not in this house.
No one should.
All right. Good rants.
That's a lot of rants.
I only had 2,
I had 1.
but you turned it into 3.
14.
Yeah. All right. What you got next?
With that,
You don't have a thing.
I don't have a next rant.
No, it's what's up in your area.
So because it's better to say that. So our next segment, as you can see, or her, what you can do is hear. No, I'm excited. I'm very excited for tonight. What you can hear is that we've moved the order. We started this last week. We have moved the order. So our advise me not is towards the end.
Yes.
So just be prepared because we want you to stick around.
I'm excited for this.
Oh,
next
and
one.
Ryan did say we love clear. Oh, me too.
I'm going to get clear. Scooter doesn't want me to get it.
No, because she's already got TSE pre-check. So it's like it's going to take her 3.2 seconds
Right.
to just go.
But I travel twice as much as you do.
What's cool, and if you know clear, here's a little tidbit for you. If you have clear, if you pay for clear, it's like $150 a year, I think. You can add another person in your family for $70 a year.
Right.
And she saw that and she goes, just add me. I was like, no.
I mean, at this point, if you don't add me by like this weekend, I'm just going to get it myself. So it's whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah. So
All right.
I'm just saying that's what we're going to do that.
All right.
So,
Ready for, do you have stuff for what's up in your
yeah, a little
area?
bit.
Okay. What you got?
Okay. So it's what's up in you or area.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense the way I say it.
Would you
Which is
just
funny. I only have one because I usually cheat and just say it's National Whatever Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But realistically, Monster Jam's at Golden One this
It is
Sunday.
that golden one. That was your one?
Yeah, that
All
was
right.
my one. I was like, no, just and cut him
No,
off.
That's enough.
I've only been to Monster Jam once in my life, and I think I was quite young, but it was enjoyable, man.
It's not my thing.
No, I mean it's loud and stuff, but it was like, it's cool. It's a party. It's very white. I'm just saying, there's a lot of mullets.
Palish. Yeah.
There's
yeah.
a lot of mullets and a lot of
Country music.
Bud Light.
Oh, yeah.
Not Bud Light, but
That's-
Coors Light.
Probably both.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. So yeah. I think it'd be cool if you're into those kind of things, just entertainment, and I thought it was fun.
All right.
Remember that. So
Ryan said clear is used at concerts and sporting events too, not
Yes.
just airports.
that is true. And Ryan, I love that you said that because we can go back to that. Clear was our pass to get into PAX Unplugged during the pandemic.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So you uploaded your vaccinations to Clear, and you just walked in and they scanned it. You're like, you're good.
Yeah, yeah. You're
And
right.
you walk right through. So yes, I have used it for that also.
All right, ready for mine? Fresno, 8/13. There's a Schitt's Creek trivia night at Tioga Sequoia Brewery. I love Schitt's Creek. It's the funniest show ever. So that was my number
David.
1. Oh my God, David. Stop it. Love Schitt's Creek.
You have. I mean, if you don't know what that is, I don't.
So
I've only watched like probably 6 or 7 episodes.
Oh gosh.
honestly. But
Amazing.
I feel like every episode has something that you could use as a sounder or
Yes.
a meme or.
It's a brilliant
Or a
show.
GIF.
Like if you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
Well, it's what's his name? Who is it?
Levy.
Yeah. What's
I
his
can't think of
first
his
name?
first name.
Oh my gosh.
But it's father and son.
Yeah, like the son is David,
Yeah.
and then
David.
but you'd recognize what's his first
It's
name?
not Gordon.
I know, I
I
almost
know.
said that. Who is it? Eugene.
Eugene. Yeah,
Holy
there you go.
smokes.
And
Eugene,
Ryan, they're not airing new episodes. It's just the old one.
no, it's Eugene Levy and his son.
And
Oh.
his daughter's in it too.
Oh, is she? Oh,
Yes.
not as much.
Yes, she is. She works at the diner. She's like in almost every episode. So good.
I'm telling you all the facts that I know, and I don't watch the show. So, but it's very well written.
I might rewatch it actually.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Next one. Fashion Fair Mall, Fresno again. There's a music skills course like being taught this weekend about getting started with GarageBand.
Huh?
Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know what it is exactly.
Say it again.
It's in the Fashion Fair Mall, Fresno. It's called Music Skills Getting Started with GarageBand.
Okay. Do you know what that is? Huh?
Isn't? No, I have no idea. It just sounded interesting.
You don't even know what it is?
No, I just said it sounded interesting, so I put it down.
Can you? I mean, maybe you should look it up because GarageBand is usually it's a
Apple, right?
yes.
Yeah.
It's
Well, the funny thing is,
you can produce whole songs
Right.
and albums through GarageBand.
So their Apple
on
Store
your, like,
shows you-
iPad, iPhone.
their Apple Store shows you how to do that in Fresno. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Next one. You ready for this one?
Nope.
Oh,
I'm not ready for anything.
I'm gonna do that one last. Okay. On Saturday in Edmond, they're having this thing called Taste of Edmond, which is near Seattle. And it's food, music, beer, wine, family-focused event. It sounds kind of awesome. So that's why I put that one.
What's it called?
Taste Edmond in Edmond, Washington.
That was. What if your name's Edmund?
That sucks.
Not really.
Lick your elbow.
It's kind of like, oh no, remember that episode of iCarly?
No.
You don't remember like
I was not
Spencer
listening.
dropped his taco?
Okay.
They was doing an advertisement for iCarly's show. And I can't remember what the original said, but he dropped his taco and the whole system went out and it said pee on Carl. And Carl was a police officer.
Oh, Lord.
It showed up to the house. Oh my gosh. Okay, so does anybody else watch anybody else
sure
watch
people
iCarly?
did, but not
But
that much.
that just was kind of the same thing. It was like
Leave Edmond alone.
what is the event's name?
Taste Edmond.
Okay.
I know.
If people's names are Edmund.
They'll be fine. All right, are you ready for the last one? The best one, I feel like. You ready
so
for this?
funny.
Capitol Theater in Olympia, August 12th. Ron Funches.
Oh my gosh, you have to go.
I knew he was going to say that. So I wrote that one down. Ron Funches is very funny. He's a comedian.
And then I did my kids watch reruns of what? Of iCarly? Do you remember the Peon Carl? It was on the street sign. That's amazing. Okay, but hold on. Ron Funches.
Yes.
Where he's in Olympia. If you're close to Olympia, please go see Ron Funches.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need my.
I didn't do a Houston What's Up and you. Dang it. It's the one I missed.
But
It's
I
fine.
don't have to. I
Do
mean,
it later.
I don't. He doesn't need my like push for you guys to go see him.
No.
Ron Funches is
It'll be
hilarious.
okay. It's probably already sold out.
But go to Ron Funches. He is so hilarious. He's been in multiple things that you didn't even know. I think wasn't he in what's that Will Ferrell one? Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Get Hard.
He was in Get Hard. But he's always a B character, it seems like, but he's a great stand-up comedian. Super hilarious.
Ooh.
You have to go see him. Plus, he just started jiu-jitsu.
I knew he was going to say
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yes, he did.
Like, I follow this guy. I love his humor. I love his life story. Super cool.
All right, you ready?
So-
Houston.
Oh.
Houston has a reggae fest this
Uh-oh.
weekend. They have Texans training camp, day 6, which I feel like I want to go. And what's the other thing I saw? Mudvayne is going to be there on 13th.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Where?
In Houston.
Okay.
On
So, anybody in Houston,
You're right.
Mudvayne. No, I'm just saying Mudvayne, you got to understand, they took like 15 years off.
So they're old.
He's also, if you ever heard of Hells Yeah, that band, he's the lead singer of that. And then he went back to Mudvayne. We saw their first concert back as Mudvayne.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, just cool voice.
If you like
cool
metal.
band. And they're
Or rock.
artsy. They're not just go up there and just thrash in your face. They're
Just
like
yell.
artsy about
Yeah.
stuff. So it was very cool. So yeah,
All right, that's your thing.
thanks for being an iCarly fan, Urel. That means a lot. Because not enough people are. Because Spencer is my favorite character in the world on iCarly.
All right, you ready for the next one?
And 360, baby. Ryan says 360.
I don't know what that means.
That's Olympia.
That's the area code?
Yeah.
Oh. 916-559. All right.
360-253.
That's 253.
Tacoma.
Oh.
I rep the 206,
You don't.
the 253.
Your number is 559 now.
My number has been, it was 360
We're not.
and then 253. It's never been a 206. So I can't say 206.
Lied.
But it's been 253. It's been 360. It's been 406. Welcome to the 406.
All right, we're to the next one. Ready?
Look up that one.
Shout out! Woo! I'm going to go first. I think you're going to take mine.
No, I won't. I mean, did you look at my sheet?
No. So I would like to shout out Ariel for creating the invite logo.
Invite logo.
And it was awesome.
For what?
Your birthday. You're not party. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You're not party.
Mm-hmm. She kind of nailed it.
I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
She kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
And that's her saying it's freaking awesome. That's the way Sarah does things. No, it was super rad.
Yes.
So if you'd like to join us, you have to send us a message.
If
Because
you haven't already received an invite, tell us.
send us a message. You can send us a message through Instagram, email, sarandscooter@gmail.com. You can send us through Instagram.
Even if you can't go and you just want to see the invitation.
Yes.
Just do that too.
We will invite you. So let us know. Send us a message, and we'll evite you because it does require that
Yes.
you have that evite.
Yes.
You have to be on the list to get in. So yeah, that's your first one.
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm gonna give a little shout out to Sacramento Airport
Okay.
because we travel decently frequent. I don't know. Frequently decent.
What?
It's like when you go to the Sacramento airport, you go, this is how an airport should be. I have to say, like, we've been to Denver,
Denver's good.
not like Sacramento. It's close, but it's not.
I'm going to disagree. They have so much seating in Denver. There's so much seating in restaurants and bathrooms. Denver's great. The expansion part is.
Okay. So don't take away from the Sacramento airport.
Sorry, continue.
Great airport. Lots of seating,
Yes,
lots of space.
true.
Flights are there.
They're pretty on time.
I mean, there's not a lot of confusion.
right.
You're not packed into places like
No.
you just know where to go.
I agree with that.
And it wasn't like, I'm not saying that because we've been there the most, because I think at this point I've been there
You've flown out of there the most.
Probably the most.
Yeah.
Before that would be SeaTac, which is a nightmare. But
Yeah.
not, you don't have to walk a long ways.
Nope.
You know. So I have to say Sacramento Airport,
It's a great airport.
easy to get down and have a drink before you get on a
Yeah.
flight. I mean, not easy,
You can
but
pre-order your Starbucks and just pick it up and go.
well, that's every Starbucks.
That's not true.
In airports, I mean, people just don't know how to use them.
Right.
Like Las Vegas airport,
Yeah.
like, why are you guys, there's 30 people in line, and I was like, Scooter, yep, thanks. Idiots. That's how I felt.
I
But
do like the Sacramento airport.
I really do. There is something about Denver is actually really good, but
Good one. But you have to walk heck of far
Yeah.
in Denver. If you have like a connecting flight and it's not even in the same wing, like plan 30 minutes
stretch
walk to get to where you have to go. Even with the little walking,
your quads
what are they
out.
called?
Your
Walking
hamstrings.
walking sidewalks.
I don't know what they are.
Anyways, call it that Denver airport.
Walk-laters.
Massive. But Sacramento's a good airport, and it's small. It's you tram baggage. It's easy peasy.
Gotta say,
That's all the shouts I had actually.
was what?
Well, my other one was like shout out to the person fixing their tricycle in front of our house.
Oh, they're doing it right now.
Yeah,
But they're not fixing it.
they're doing something.
Well, I was watching them because I was like, "Why are you doing it?" It's a trike. It's actually like
Trike.
it's
I
like
call it
I think it's a Can-Am. To be honest, it
Oh,
has the two in the front and one in the back.
Yeah, isn't that a tricycle?
Yes,
All right.
but they're called Can-Ams.
Hmm.
The two in the front, one in the back. Not the two in the back and the one in the front. That's a trike.
I mean,
This is
3
called
wheels
a
is a
Can-Am.
tricycle.
So go out there and tell them that.
I will.
Because
3
they're
means
gonna
try.
go, mhm.
Try means 3.
no, there is no try. Just do.
All right, Yoda.
But no, I think they were teaching. I think one person was teaching somebody else how to ride it, how to drive it.
Oh, I
I
see.
think that's why. But they decided that right in front of our door.
Yeah,
That's where
that was the place.
That's
They
their
don't live
hub.
here.
That's why they stop. We don't know that.
Yes, I do. We've never seen that thing here before.
It could be new.
It's not. It's not.
We don't
new.
know.
We do know.
I mean, it could be new to them.
We're nosy. We know.
So I'm saying, I was like, if it was any other night, I'd be like, hey, dude, sweet. But it was like, not tonight.
What else you got?
I have to say, I've probably said this in past podcasts, but the show Breeders.
Oh, Breeders is again.
Okay, if you have
Ooh.
well, especially if you have older
If you have
human beings.
any children.
Well, no, if they're that's true. I mean, I just feel like if they're really young, like babies.
No, because they discussed that too
Oh,
at some
that's
point
true.
at the beginning.
They do a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's very well written.
It's British humor also.
And
Remember that.
And it's just so Martin Freeman is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who that is, look him up because you've probably seen him. He's in the MCU, for goodness sakes.
Yes.
As a colonizer. So just the writing and the subtlety of the writing, it's not in your face and they don't over explain anything.
Yeah.
They just move on and you go, what?
It's a great show.
Yeah, it makes you think if you have bread at all.
Yeah.
Not like loaves of bread, but if you've had kids,
Right.
check it out.
So good.
It's
It's on FX. I gotta stop saying so good, but it's on FX
so good.
and Hulu probably at this point.
Well, I don't know what's on.
It's a great show though.
I just watch it.
All right, good job. All right, you ready? Meat and potatoes. Oh wait, I missed some.
Uh-oh.
I missed the
what?
what's up in your area for Sacramento. I forgot to
Well,
make
you
an
wrote in
arrow.
the wrong section.
I did. Can I go back?
You have to say it. What's up in you?
What's up in your area? Okay, so you already did Monster Jam.
Yeah.
There is a Japanese food and cultural bazaar in Sacramento this weekend. At a Buddhist temple. I love me some Japanese food. I put that down.
I love that our podcast has so much continuity. Like you can always know what segment comes after the next. It's just so good that way.
Oh.
So good.
So good. And last thing, Tipsy Putt has bottomless mimosa and endless games on Sunday.
What do you mean by, oh, what?
I know. Tipsy Putt. Endless mimosas. Yeah. No. Bottomless mimosas, endless games.
It's flat stick.
No, it's called Tipsy Putt.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
but
what was on the calendar.
I understand, but
It's indoor putt-putt.
yeah, sometimes on the table you
Yeah.
can choose on the table, or actually like I think it's
Okay.
9 holes
That'd
of
be fun.
down low, and they have drinks and I think
want
a taco place.
Brunch Sunday, so maybe.
So you're gonna do this without me? That's great.
No, we're going somewhere else for brunch.
Whatever.
Okay.
Mimosas.
You ready?
I don't know now.
Advise me not.
What's
All
wrong-
right.
What's wrong with your face?
It's the only face I got. So this is a segment where Sarah blindsides me with a topic, and I have to talk about it. And she does too, because she has a very strong opinion about it. That's why she brings it up.
Before this is, did you want me to refill your beverage? Because I'm going to refill my water. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to go refill things.
Then I have to vamp.
Yes.
Right? You just throw things
Yes.
at me, and
You
I
ready?
have to vamp.
Here is the advise me not question for the week. How do you stay relevant with your kids as they age?
Holy. Okay, you can leave me with that.
You want to write it down?
Yeah, I have it right here.
It's not true. We're going to wait till he writes it
And I wrote it down.
down. How do you stay relevant with your kids as they age?
And I wrote down in very bold letters, you don't.
That's not true.
No, you don't. No, you don't say relevant. I think maybe you should, I mean, there might be a rewording or something. You don't say relevant because you'll never be relevant to them. You can be understanding, you can be a good listener, you can be supportive, but relevant, I don't know how you can stay relevant. So, because realistically, there's not a lot. There are some things. There's actually quite a few things. Probably at least 30% of things that they're into that I don't know what it is. But oh my gosh, I listened. I mean, I've listened to the music that they listen to. I've looked into the video games they played and go, wow, that's too much. Or I've played with them, or I don't know. That's a really rough one because I think relevant is a little bit too specific. I think you could be supportive and you could be there, like even if it's a game or something or people that they like and you don't like, at least be part of the conversation. But relevant is so hard because realistically, you are not being raised in the same, or you were not raised in the same environment or even close to the same environment as your children are. You're not.
Right.
You're just not. The generations grow so fast now. Like 5 years ago, think about what you were doing and what social media you were using. It's completely different.
Right.
Than what you're using, what the youth or the youths, your children are using now.
Youths.
Yeah, I did say youths because that's the youths. I was trying to channel my East Coast, but realistically, like, when was the last time you scrolled through TikTok?
Never. I don't scroll through TikTok.
That's all our children do.
Right.
Okay, so relevant
no,
is next to impossible.
I don't agree. So let me say this.
Let's do it like a true adult. Like
Yeah.
I am an adult. So I'm going to wait for all the cool TikTok stuff to show up on Instagram and watch it like an adult.
No. So let me say this. Let me write down. Let me tell you what I wrote down. First, I think one of those things that we have to let go of is that friend versus like parent dilemma that people have. And I feel like really it's for the parents who want to be like the cool parent who's like, oh, I'm my kid's best friend and I know all the things they do. I feel like that actually, it ends up making you less relevant to your kids because they're like, you're old. Like, stop trying to be me. Like, that's weird. You've had your time. Let's move on.
Yep.
But I also feel like and when I feel like people say communication, obviously, right? Open communication, the more you communicate with your kid, the more you truly are relevant in their lives. I'm not saying relevant as the point of you're like, you know, everything that's going on in teenagers' lives. I'm talking about the point where they can sit down with you and show you a video and you don't feel so lost in what they're showing you because you're like, I have no idea what that means. Like when people are like, the lingo that happens like all the time as it changes to say no cap and to have all these things of like,
or
do you like
throwing a hat in the air and you grab a chair.
Right.
That's a new one. It's like, you see your fellow man throw a hat in the air, grab a chair.
Right.
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 I mean, if you don't know what that means, you're already behind.
Right. So it's the things of, it's not necessarily you have to follow everything they're doing, but are you staying up enough on what's relevant right now to where you can still have a conversation with them? Because what's CJ's thing that he always says about his outfit? Drip. He's like, Mom, do you see this drip? And I was like, what's happening right now? But so
I like the verbiage drip.
Drip is stupid.
No, it's not.
So there's all these things of like, there's the lingo changes so often.
Yeah.
So often that
it's so off the mark.
Yes.
But you have to understand, ours was too.
Right. But the thing is, I feel like we have so much information around us that we could keep looking up and seeing what's relevant. But that doesn't mean it's relevant to our kid. So to sit down and have a conversation with your kid and they start throwing out this lingo and you're like, to be okay with saying, I have no idea what you're saying.
I think that's one. It was like, I don't understand what that means.
Right.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a relevant thing. Because I appreciate some of the new lingo because some of it makes sense. The no cap, I don't understand it, but I respect it.
Right.
Because it's like, hey, are you capping? I'm like, that's just somebody calling you out.
Right.
Like calling you out. Like
Yeah.
going, you better be speaking the truth.
Right.
Otherwise, our conversation's over.
Yeah.
And we always, I mean, my generation is just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Like, you keeping it real? Like, that was kind of it was very similar.
Yeah.
Right?
But then also understand that just because that's the lingo doesn't mean you as a parent should be using it.
That's another thing. I don't think I've ever used
sounds
that.
Awful.
I say it as a joke. I say, you capping? But I would not say that outside here.
Right.
You know, it was like, why would I say
as
that?
a joke? Okay, like I would never like CJ. Drip looks good. Never. I would make fun of him because he keeps saying drip all the time.
But here's another thing: if you did use it, if you did say to him, it's like, man, that looks so drip.
That's not how
He'd
you
stop
use it, right?
He'd stop using it.
That's not the right way to use it.
That's my point. I don't think you're hearing the point.
He would be devastated.
I don't. You're not listening to what I'm
saying.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you said that to him, like, that looks so drip, he'd be like, I can't use that word anymore.
No, he would be like, Mom, you're saying it wrong.
Yes.
The girls would be like, you're broken. But CJ would be like, Mom, you don't know what that means. You're not saying it right.
I was like, you know what? I really feel like this is the thing. No capping.
Right.
They'd be like, what the?
Like, no.
Yeah, but
So-
you can break that habit. If you start using it, your kids will stop
But you
using
don't
it, and then
want
they
them
move
to.
on. I agree with that. I was like,
The
know
point
I'm
is-
joking
I
because
know.
I've never used these to our kids.
No, but the point is like to let them bring all of it to you.
Yeah.
So that you understand when you see things online, when you're reading messages, when you hear their friends talking, you know what these really dumb words are that you feel. Don't get me wrong, that you feel like that makes no sense, but at least you know what
How
they're
about this?
talking
Okay,
about.
so where are we at?
Oh.
Let's read some chats.
Okay,
in
go
there.
ahead.
I can't. You read them.
All right, Keith said when they see aspects or patterns of their life that mirror yours. That I feel like is when they've grown up.
That's different. I mean, but when they mirror yours, like if any of my children are going to mirror anything from me, it's mistakes, because I made so many and I'm still making them. But again, that's when you're relevant. I don't know if that's when you're relevant, because I feel like, and this is where I'm going to agree and disagree at the same time. Because if they're mirroring what I'm doing and mirroring me, they're not progressing.
Right, because I'm not relevant.
Well, right, because I feel like I never want my kids to turn out like me. I want my kids to do something way better than me.
Right.
Not that I'm doing something horrible. All I'm saying is that's the idea. We pass down whatever good wisdom we have, and they take the good wisdom and do something great with it.
Right.
So that's kind of an agree and disagree kind of thing.
Ryan's is a pink box question, so wait, that's for them.
We'll get there.
Bailey says drip. That's so funny to me. And then Uriel says drip is popular in Houston.
I'm sure it is.
It is very
And
popular.
I'm okay
here.
with it, because they used to call it, I mean, what was there? Is there a term called candy?
What?
They talked about candy at one time, because it had to do with paint.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
like,
Yeah.
it's,
But that was about cars.
no, it crossed over a little
alright.
bit, maybe in the Northwest. But yeah, when it comes to being relevant, and I also look at it this way: it's like, if you are, how do I put this? But the way you're defining the word relevant, right? You're not saying the relevant the way I took it,
Right.
right? So if I want to get on the same plane of communication,
Understand. Right. Communication.
with you
understanding.
about relevant, is if you are your child and they're not in their late 20s, right? And if you're your child's best friend, you're not relevant,
Right.
right? You think that's relevant, but if you are 40 years old and dressing like somebody, you could dress however you want.
Yeah.
But if you're, don't take this out of context. But if you're dressing like your son or daughter for the sole reason of you think that's cool,
Right.
or that'll make you more relevant or make you younger. If that's the purpose of it, then you're not relevant.
Right.
It's a strong opinion.
Yeah.
I know. And people, you can disagree with this all you want. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you could, and I'm one of those people, I'm a huge advocate of wear whatever you want. Be whoever you want. Color your hair, wear bikinis. I mean, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is if there's a focal point of I'm going to dress like my kid, or I'm going to hang out with my kid, and they're going, and we're going to talk about boys and talk. I was like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, no, they need to find people of their own age and their own sexuality, their own, I don't know, their circle of beliefs.
Right.
Yeah. And those are the people that they need to be talking to, not you about those things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can't make it better.
Right.
They need to be open to tell us about what's going on.
Yeah.
That's different, like you were saying.
So one thing I also wrote down was like, when it's time to communicate, in order to stay relevant with your kids, you have to be willing to have the conversations with them when they're ready, right? And not just when you're ready.
I don't know how to do that.
I know. So in our house, as soon as the kids walk through the door,
I have to say something.
right. And sometimes they don't want to. It's not the time.
Yeah, but it's been burning in my.
I know.
It's been
But
burning.
it's not about you.
It's been burning in my
Again, it's
spirit.
that whole, you want to stay relevant to them and what's happening in their life.
Think
you
about
have
this
to
from-
be okay. But I'm the opposite way, right? So they come.
Oh, you just don't say anything.
They
for
come
days,
upstairs.
and you might forget.
No. They come upstairs and they want to just word vomit everything that's happening, which is fantastic. But it's like the same thing Scooter does, where I am mid-sentence and mid-email, and I'm just like, I don't have the brain capacity right now to hear what you're saying. But if I don't stop and listen, then I may not hear it again. Right. And so at that point, then you lose your relevance, because they're like, well, I'm not going to come back and have this conversation with you. This is, for me, this is the moment that I have for you. And if
Right.
you're not open to hear it right now, then I will find someone else who is. Relevant to me is like, it's broad. This is big thing. It's more than just hanging out with your kids. It's more, it's this whole keeping that communication, that relationship with them to keep you relevant, not just as their parent friend, but as their parent, is like their confidant, because most kids have that with their parents. They're like, I will tell this person, mom or dad, everything that's happening. And the more you're like, I don't have time for that, the more they're not going to have time for it either. That makes sense.
Yeah. It makes more sense than it should.
All right.
Or what?
Next thing I have.
No, that's it. We have one topic.
I know. I'm on the same topic.
So you're just going to keep going.
I'm going to keep going.
I got nothing. All right.
You're going to piggyback off what I say.
All right.
So I really feel
I'll
like...
wait till she's done.
Nah, he will. Hanging out with your people as one-on-ones and then also as a family unit is super important, because there are certain things they're going to say, which is why I try my best to take the kids to school, right? I'm like, let's go to the farmer's market, because there's certain things they're going to say when we're one-on-one that they won't say inside the house, or they won't say when there's a crowd around, because they don't want to. Whatever their reason is, they don't want to, right? So I feel like a big thing is, hey, we're going to go for a drive. I'm going to take you to school. We're going to go to the farmer's market. We're going to go to the store, just you and me. Or as a family, we're all going to do this one thing together, because it reminds them that this is my circle. And so it keeps you in especially if you have multiple kids, as we do. There's nothing better than hearing all of them get together, and now you hear things you would never have heard if it was just one here.
My favorite thing, no joke, is no cap.
Lord.
Nailed it.
Mm.
Is when the three kids that are currently living in the same building right now, three kids get together and they start talking, and it has absolutely nothing to do with us.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm out.
Yes.
And even if they're digging at each other, not mad at each other, but like
They're making fun of each other.
you're making fun of, they're frustrating each other, but they're still lighthearted about it.
Yeah.
And stuff like those. Like, I'm not getting
Yeah.
involved in that. For a couple reasons. I feel like I lose brain cells.
Yeah.
because the conversations are like
It's hilarious.
so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like, well, you are.
Right.
I'm not. You are. I'm like, oh my God, this
Yeah.
is so, it's so dumb.
Yes.
But their conversation is going high.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I struggle the most is staying relevant by shutting up.
Yeah. It's hard
No,
because
it's not okay. If it's hard for you,
it's not hard. It's not hard for me. but
Okay.
For you.
I'm gonna slam the table again. Slamming the table. If you say it's hard, imagine how hard it is for me.
Oh, I know. I was talking for you. I know it's hard for
You can't speak for me.
I just did. I know it's hard for you.
It's very hard because it was like you don't even know how dumb you sound right now, and I feel like
Because everything to you is a life lesson.
yes,
We've
talked about this too.
Yeah. Instead of just being a conversation where they can just spill their guts, everything is a life lesson. And I feel like that it makes it hard for humans in our society. It makes it hard for them to be like, I want to tell you things because I don't want every conversation to be a life lesson. I just want to tell you about what happened today.
So I am still at this point. I am turning 50 like within a month,
Yes.
right? I still have not cracked this code. And it's because I'm stubborn.
Yes.
I like to interject.
Yes.
I like to teach. Everything's a lesson. Like you were saying, everything's a
lesson.
lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so hard. And I'm struggling with it. Like today,
Yeah.
I was struggling with it.
Yeah.
Like I felt I did better today than I have done in the past,
Yeah.
for sure. But I feel like because I'm at this point when you have kids, if you're a breeder, if you have kids and they're starting to get older, you're starting to learn more as a human being, and everything to you becomes a life lesson.
Right.
Right. And I think that's why you sit down with the old guy who's like in his 80s and had all this experience, and you sit down and you're like, I want to hear your stories, man.
Right.
And I've been that guy for a while, right? Since probably my 30s, maybe my early 40s. Like, I want to tell you my experiences because I've lived a lot of lifetimes. I've done a lot of weird.
But not everybody wants to
Strange.
hear them in that moment.
Right. But
Right.
this is the moment I got, man. This is the moment I got. I was like, and I also look like, what's so important to you right now? I was like, I just want to look at my phone.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not important.
Right. So that's my next thing is like, listening to radio, for as painful as it might be,
No.
listening to radio and then watching all the TikToks that they send you, even the dumb ones, even you're like, this is stupid.
You
But
don't even watch the TikToks I send you.
I watch all the TikToks. I just don't comment on every single one.
Well, that's
You guys
communication.
are like 80 a day.
2023. You got to at least like it.
That's not. I can't because I'm on Android and I can't like your comment. I can watch it and put ha ha ha. Anyways, so I feel like that's a big one because a lot of times our kids communicate literally through links
True.
on how they're feeling about things, on
Yes.
things they're going through right now, and what they see. And if you don't take the time to watch all of them, you might literally lose on where they're at.
See, but and here's the depressing part. I don't get those.
Sometimes you do.
They don't send them to me.
It's in the group chat.
Mm,
Other times
I send
you have
more
to sit
of
on the
that.
couch.
I send more of that stuff in a group chat than anybody
Yeah, nobody
else.
responds.
Nobody.
Because that's not their language. That's not your language to them. It's their language to us.
I just put it out there, and everybody goes, "Nah."
I say haha.
No, you don't.
I haha everybody's.
What if you didn't watch it and it was a serious moment? Why would you
You
ha
never
ha?
send serious moments.
So my and realistically, like my communication is more like sending a song or something like that. But so I have to kind of like figure out like that's somebody else's language, sending a video
Right.
or a funny thing.
Yes.
Or
But take the time to watch all of them.
I do.
Because it's like the little things that you don't even realize that's relevant to them right now, and they're trying to keep you relevant by sharing something with you.
That's what sucks is
to
like
watch them.
I watch all of them. If I get sent something from our kids or anybody, I watch all of it.
Yeah.
And respond. And then chirps. Then nobody says nothing.
Because I'm the boring parent. Like every time I send them one, they're like, "Oh yeah, I already saw it like 3 weeks ago." And I was like, "I just saw it right now, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. That was funny."
What's sad?
I know. All right, what's the last thing I have? Oh,
I don't know.
I feel like this again. It piggybacks off communication, but I really feel like people don't do it enough. Is having actual meals with your kids, like actual meals where there's like technology is minimal. Like you're checking a text message maybe in the hour and a half that you're sitting there. But to actually sit down and have a conversation with your kids. Like we do Sunday meetings, you're required to have something to say.
Hold on though. I have like we can say this as much as we want. But recently, the only person that's here is CJ.
It's hit or miss.
Like, no, I'm just saying like 50% of the time, at least 50%, it's just CJ.
But realistically, Mariah's leaving in September, right? And
so a lot of times she's not here on Sundays.
right.
Elise is in her room and
Elise
won't
is
come out.
an adult. So
Right.
our last minor child is CJ.
Right.
So, I mean, that's not...
But it's kind of, I look at that kind of thing as like, I also look at me as a 20-year-old or 15-year-old, 16-year-old. Like, and it's hard to be mindful of that. I didn't understand how much I enjoyed those moments until I was like
So you're out of it.
30.
Right.
Until I was like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey, you know what? Somebody put in the effort just to be there for me.
Right.
So here's one I'm going to put in for relevance.
Okay.
Being consistent.
Yeah. I don't like that one.
Okay. But being consistent and playing the long game. And I think I've talked about this before. Keep showing up. Keep being there.
Yeah.
Because even though I have a very abrasive personality when it comes to my kids, I do have a very abrasive personality until you become an adult. Because I feel like I need to, I don't know, toughen you up or whatever.
What's an adult for you?
We had a whole episode about an adult, right?
Correct.
Self-sufficient,
Okay.
doing your own dang thing, like being able to take care of yourself.
Okay.
To me, that's an adult. So once you become that person, now we can become something that we can exchange ideas.
Yeah.
But if you're going to try to tell me how to live my life as an adult, and I've already lived your life 5 times, I get a little offset. Will I take something from it? Maybe. So why'd you throw me off?
I didn't know I did.
So it was realistically about these things that you didn't appreciate as a kid. And as an adult, you go, wow, I missed that.
True.
Well, you missed that because you weren't there. You weren't present in those moments. So you try and relive that and fix that. And I think that's kind of that relevance thing. Kind of, you want your kids to do something different than you did.
Right.
You don't want to do the same thing you did. Otherwise, we'd all be, construction?
Rough.
We'd all be blacksmiths. I was like, you have to do something different.
Right.
And you have to do it better. So be better than me. So Sunday night meetings or Sunday night family dinner is what we established, 8 years ago, whatever. And we would do them every Sunday unless
Right here.
everybody's out of town
Right.
or something like that. So those kind of things are very important, but you don't appreciate them and they're not relevant to you normally as a kid.
I agree.
So how do you stay relevant?
Be consistent.
Consistently do them.
Yeah.
So that as they become older, they kind of go, oh, I can see why they did that.
Yeah.
I can see what I was like, all right, I'm going to take that tool and do something cooler with it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's fair. Good topic. I liked it.
Did you?
I mean, yeah, I wrote it. I mean, I made it.
Well, the topic's good, but
Been in my
you know.
back pocket for a while.
Ugh.
Do you want to do a bonus round before we hop out of here?
Yeah, because
'Cause
we
we have a
need
writing
to
question.
we need to reiterate the actual question. Who's out there? Anybody out there? Check in, because we said this at the beginning of. Of course she does. Pour that first. So at the beginning of the episode, we are gonna tell you the question that we asked from last week because nobody answered it. Nobody answered it. We had 2 questions. Somebody answered the first one correctly, not the second one.
Maybe it was hard.
And you're gonna get, well, hold on.
Ooh, you're
Oh,
right.
I have to do my own. I have to do my own camera now. So a little keychain with our little chibis on there, and we'll send you a few these little stickers. Oh, cool! Look, my camera's working great. So what we're doing is, there was a question last week, and the question was, what did Sarah do while walking home from the pub in Slow? And Rebecca, I still feel like she's in the bathroom right now, so I do feel like she cheated and told Rebecca the answer. So, but we're still sending this to you, Rebecca. We're still sending them to you. The answer was pick up some pizza. So Rebecca got that correct, but she put another question in there. The other question was, what did Scooter walk on that same night? So, Scooter being me, talking in third person, that's super uncool. But we will send these out to you also if you can get that answered in the chat, or if we end the stream, you can also just throw it in the comments below to make sure that it's legit. And we will go from there. So Sarah said we're doing a bonus round. And I know, did you write down the question that Ryan had, or did you need to scroll up?
Just scroll up.
Oh, right. Then
It's in
scroll
the
up.
chat.
Then scroll up somewhere.
All right. It
Find
says,
it.
I have right here.
Oh,
If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
you didn't even change the cameras.
I know.
One meal. What do you mean?
One meal. A protein, a starch, and a veggie.
Protein and veggie. Mine would be, I mean,
Wait,
realistically,
Valley.
would probably be one meal, right? Oh, probably like either chicken breasts or no, chicken. Chicken thighs. Let's do chicken thighs.
Okay.
Chicken thighs and green beans.
Oh, God. Chicken thighs and green beans.
Yeah. Well, because I
Like
feel like I could.
seasoned?
Well, I'd have to survive. I was like, if everything else would be kind of like, what's that movie, Leaving Las Vegas?
That's not what he didn't say there was restrictions. If
Oh,
you could only eat one meal, that's it.
Yeah, it was like, I want to live. So if I eat just donuts, I'm going to be dead in a year.
Yeah.
That's that I'm thinking of. I know it sounds really. I've come to this point in my life because I've come from a mental health background that taking care of my body was not a thing, and me dying was okay, and suicide was an option.
Yeah.
Now, in my life, I want to live. I want to live longer.
So protein and a veggie.
You can't just say that's not a meal. You gotta say, hey,
Chicken and green
if you
beans.
went into like In-N-Out right now, I was like, you know what do you want? Or say protein and a veggie. You can't say that.
They'd make you a protein burger. All right. So Ryan says steak and potatoes.
Oh God.
I'm sure he means potatoes.
Yes.
Keith said breakfast. Man, breakfast is great because there's so many options.
But the
Love me a
steak,
good
the
breakfast.
steak and potatoes. Okay, Brian, you
know
might
you-
have me.
Beef
You
for
might
so
have me there.
much.
Not me. Good beef. So it'd have to be good steak.
You ready for mine?
But I need some veggies. Like I need
Penang curry
besides
with
and
jasmine
potatoes.
rice.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Penang curry, jasmine rice. I could eat that every single day.
You would die.
Why?
What's Penang?
A curry.
There's no meat.
Yes, there is.
Where?
It's in the curry.
The curry does not have protein.
The curry that I get has chicken, potatoes, peas, bell peppers inside the curry, and then served over jasmine rice.
Wow. Okay.
Meal has everything, and it's delicious.
That does sound really
Medium spice.
But I'm
medium.
I'm an advocate of this right here. Like the advocate of the steak and potatoes. Potatoes aren't fibery enough.
You need the skin? What are you saying?
No, I need fiber.
Everybody likes peas. Ryan said nobody likes peas. That's not true. Peas are delicious. No one likes lima beans.
Who said peas?
I did in my curry.
Oh, I like peas. I like split pea soup.
Night, Keith. Keith's out. Rebecca said pizza. Pizza's a good one because you can change it up all the time. You do a breakfast pizza.
I feel like
a
that.
Veggie pizza. Meat pizza.
That's like saying whatever I want.
No, it's
What
not.
do you do? Pizza's too general.
No.
Gotta be. Is it Hawaiian pizza?
No.
Is it pepperoni pizza?
It's Hawaiian pizza without pineapple. Add jalapenos. It's bomb. Just saying. Wood fired though. Wood fired pizza only around here.
The steak and potatoes. I think I'd be steak and green beans or steak and asparagus. No, steak and I don't know.
Broccoli.
Yeah, some sort of green. I like the green and the meat. She knows this is like my favorite meal is like steak, like meat.
That's what I'm having for dinner today.
Meat and something green.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Like that's my favorite because I feel good afterwards. I can eat so much of it and I don't get full.
That's not good.
Well, why? It's fiber and protein.
It's calories if you just eat all whatever you want.
But it's less calories than eating just a bun of bread.
That's not true. Ooh, Bailey said chicken parm.
Okay, so I do have a thing. So
Chicken parm's good.
that was kind of my thing when I lived in Lacey in the duplex that was right next to the kid's mom and everything. That was a huge deal. Like I could get that delivered like within like 10 minutes from some place. I can't remember the place it was in Olympia, but man, I had that like at least 3 times a week. Oh my God. It was awful.
Ooh, so Urel said steak and salad.
Yes, there you go.
You order
steak
all the
and
time.
salad.
Yep.
Steak and salad. No, seriously. I mean, and especially if you could do steak in the salad, like if you get a steak
salad.
Caesar, like the Caesar salad with steak instead of chicken.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We do
and
get
double the meat.
The Jack's
Woo.
like Asian salad with double the steak. That's like your thing.
Ooh, it's got couscous in it.
Ooh, Beck also said sushi. I agree with that one. I could live off sushi.
Because what sushi has what I just said. It has meat and it has a green.
Not all the time.
Sushi.
Not all the time.
Seaweed and fish.
Seaweed's barely a green.
What color is seaweed?
my gosh.
What color? What color is
That's
seaweed?
not an actual green. It's just
Green.
the color green.
No, it's grass that grows. It's basically like it's a green.
But you don't
grass.
get enough of it to matter. It's not
just
enough.
okay.
Do let me some sushi. All right. Ryan's next question. What's your all-time favorite movie? I already know his answer. Go ahead.
Do you? I have a couple.
You get 2.
Oh no. All time. Things have changed.
It's gonna be a Matrix.
Yeah, The Matrix, because I can't do the trilogy or the quad, whatever
You
it's
can
called.
say the
whole
Matrix series. Go
the
ahead.
Matrix series,
Okay.
and The Little Mermaid.
All right, that's fair. New one or old one?
I can't. Nope.
Ooh, nope.
Nope.
You had to pick one.
Nope.
Nope.
No, I didn't. I
I
said
said
The Little
2.
Mermaid.
I said 2.
I said 2 things.
All right, what are mine?
The Matrix series.
What are my
And
2
that-
favorite movies?
Favorite movies?
Yep.
Obviously, it's Rocky and Top Gun. Bend It Like Beckham.
Thank you.
You
Great
have
movie.
2?
I have 2.
I don't know. Bend It Like Beckham. That's. I mean, if I was gonna if I put that on, she'd be like, I'm quitting work
I'd
today.
rewatch all movies, but Ben Like Beckham is my top
that's
2. My second
Great
one,
movie.
definitely Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Great
Seen it like
choice.
100 times. Love that movie.
I mean, I have a lot of ones that go under those, like what is it, Best Friends?
That's good. But no, these are my top
Hot
2.
Rod.
Would watch them right now. If it's a series, Avatar: Last Airbender. Seen it about 1,000 times. Watching it again right now.
That series is a whole nother discussion.
Next question. Ryan said, "How did you guys meet?" I actually don't know.
Who doesn't know?
Ryan.
Oh, I thought that was you saying. I
know.
Chat. How did we meet? Does anybody really want to know this?
Ryan does. That's why
All
he
right.
asked it.
So here's real talk. I've said the whatever it was, but I got promoted. I was dating somebody at the time, and this is my side of the story. Her name was Kay. I was dating her when I was living in Tacoma. She's sipping on the shot that she poured. That's so rude. And I got promoted. Like I took a big pay cut to work for Apple and everything. And long story long,
Yeah, seriously.
I got a really good promotion. Became a genius. They sent me to California to go through training and all this stuff. And I didn't know anybody in the area. So at that time, I think it was Yahoo Messenger, Yahoo something.
Probably.
Like chat rooms and all that kind of stuff. So I was reaching out, looking for somebody to hang out with, maybe hook up with. I don't know. Because I knew nothing to do and I didn't want to hang out on Apple campus the whole time with a bunch of nerds. I wanted to do stuff. So I was reaching out and we started chatting. We started flirting and she visited me while I was in training.
True.
And she visited me and I was like, and even all the people that I went to the training with got to meet her like first day. Her first impression of me was not good.
No.
I had cowboy boots on and orange and red socks or something on. She was taller than I thought she was going to be. But yeah, then we met there and we hung out at the hotel a few times. We went out a couple times. Where did we? I mean, it wasn't Applebee's. Did we go to Applebee's?
BJ's? I think it was BJ's.
Someplace that had freaking beer pong. Had like BJ's. It was really
No,
weird.
it couldn't have been BJ's. It would have been someplace local. I don't
No,
know.
it just felt like it was a franchise, but it also had beer pong. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is weird. So we hung out a few times while we were there. And then, I couldn't stop thinking about this human as I went back to little old
I
Tacoma.
thought this guy is super annoying.
That's true.
I don't even know his actual
So-
name. He just keeps calling himself Scooter.
Here's her side. Yeah.
Hi. And then that was it. He just kept messaging me and I was like, all right.
I'll put up with him.
No, so I literally had this thing because
Oh, she gave me a list.
I was separated but not divorced
Right.
because the kid's dad had moved to Texas at that point. And I was like, me and my conversation with God, universe, whatever you consider it. But I was like, listen, that was awful. That marriage sucked. And the only way I will ever do that again, ever, is if you give me this whole list of things in one human being. That's it. If you can't do it, moving on.
What was the list?
I don't remember. So long ago.
It's 3 things. It was 3 things.
It was longer than 3.
No, it was 3 things.
I'm telling you right now, it was longer than 3.
You have to be at least 6 foot tall.
Agreed.
You have to be able to lift me.
Yes.
And you need to make me laugh.
Nope. See, that's why I know it's longer than 3. You have to love my kids as much as I do.
Oh.
That was on my list. It was. You
didn't tell me that, though.
I know. Again, I didn't have to tell you. This is me and my conversation with my God and my universe.
Your
there was
God is right here.
No. So there's like a list of things, and I was like, it has to be this. Otherwise, I don't have time. It's too much. It was too much.
I'm in the wrong spot.
And then I met Scooter, and I was like, that's not funny.
What's not funny?
I was like, no.
What?
You were so goofy. I was like, this isn't the one. But then the longer I hung out with you, the more like boxes you were ticking. And I was like, okay, universe, this isn't funny. Because also, I didn't want to date somebody at that point. I had just literally just got out of a terrible marriage. I'm like, I don't
Right.
want to date somebody. I don't even know who I am.
Right.
Especially when you're with somebody when you're like 8, 16, 17 years old. I'm like, I don't know who I am. I don't want to date anybody right now. And they kept hanging around.
So
And
we didn't date.
No, we didn't.
We went on dates.
Yeah.
But we weren't dating.
No.
Like we were
weren't
both
exclusive for a
seeing.
while.
Yeah, we were both seeing other people.
Yeah.
Not weird in this day and age. Like that's not cheating. Like
No.
when you're dating and you're going on dates with other people.
Right.
That's what dating is.
Yes.
But after a while, I was like, "You want to do this?" Because
Yeah, okay.
I'm cool with being exclusive. Do you want to be exclusive? She's like, "All right." I was like, "All right, let's do that." No, actually, it was your stipulation was, well, we have to see each other at least once or twice a month.
Right.
Otherwise, this
What's
is
the
never
point?
going to work.
Right.
What's the point? And we have to be looking at like, are we going to be together for a long time?
Right.
Otherwise, why are we doing this?
Yes.
And I was
have
like,
3 children. I can't be introducing to anybody.
I was like, well, I'll come to you at least once a month.
Yeah.
And maybe you can come to me. At that point, she'd never been on a plane.
True.
She got on a plane.
Did.
So you're like, oh, he's all right. You got on a plane
I
for the
did.
first time to see me.
To Tacoma, Washington, when it was like
To
freaking
see
cold.
me. So he's all right. I
That's
think
true.
there was a little high. It was a little higher than that.
All
It
right.
was kind of like, he's kind of hot.
Again, at that point, I was like, universe is telling me that I've asked for these things, and here's the human being. So who am I to be like, that's not it?
Well, the cool thing is, I'm still 6 feet tall. I haven't
Yes, for
shrunk.
now, yeah.
I can still lift you.
I don't know if that's true. I am hefty at this point.
Do you want to do it on camera right now?
No.
You know I can lift you.
I know it can.
I'm not as funny as I used to be. I'm working on that.
I don't know if that's true.
And I've always, since day one, especially when we decided to get together like this, I've treated these human beings as my own kids.
Yeah. I agree.
Like when you say love, that was like, it's unconditional. They're my kids. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do I do it the way you want me to? No,
No.
not even close.
But the funny thing is, nobody could,
But
you know?
yeah, but I do. I mean, I don't treat them like they're anybody else's kids but mine.
Right. I agree with that.
So, yeah. So I checked those boxes.
You did.
There were so many more.
So many boxes, but that's okay.
All right, that was a long story long.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan.
Now
All right.
teary-eyed and everything.
Who is you?
You?
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Because I live those moments every day, honestly, in this house. So,
We're going to go make dinner.
oh, yeah, we have to still eat. But nobody wants to answer the question.
They don't know.
If you don't know, you can guess.
You could guess.
And if you're wrong, it's okay.
Yeah.
But the question still will be, see, Rebecca wants, she just wants more stickers and a keychain. Another keychain. You're already getting, like we announced it already, Rebecca. Like, you're getting some stickers. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
It's because my face is in there.
Yeah, get out of there.
Nope.
What, you know, when it's just me, it's fine. And then you put Sarah in there.
Here, let me do this. There you
Oh my gosh. Everything's confusing right now. You get some stickers, and we even got this little cute keychain. Right?
Adorable.
That's coming to you, Rebecca. That was the first question. You already got that correct. I don't know if you're talking about that
It
one.
was such a good story.
But the second part, the second question was, what did Scooter walk on that same night? So,
It's a great story. One of these times, some people have to hang out with
So,
us and we
and-
go out.
and here's the thing is, like, if you've listened to our podcasts, you would know.
It's true.
Because it's not a secret.
No.
It's been put on the interwebs. We put it on the line.
We did put it on the line.
Yes. We did put it on the
Some
line.
dinner.
Okay, we're going to
We're
eat some
having
dinner.
steak and asparagus
Oh, I didn't know that.
with Parker rolls.
I'm very excited about that. So, if you didn't hear the good thing, little Lenny on there on the first part, I'm sorry. You should go back and listen to that because it's super funny. But I also put her on the outro. So, we're gonna go eat some dinner.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Bye.
And I loved it. Bye.